Welcome to Talking Dentures, where Simon answers all your questions about dentures.
Hello everybody, so today's question about dentures is from DIY Doris. Now DIY Doris has asked a question, can dentures be relined at home? Yes and no. Again, another yes and no, because it's not straightforward. Strictly speaking, no, you can't do a reline at home. Relines are very difficult to do properly, and you need a technician in order to do it properly. The reason why I said yes and no is because you can get home reline kits that are not permanent, and that's the important part here, is that they're not permanent, which means if you mess it up, it can be reversed. The temporary relines, I would say, are good in an emergency if you really have to. However, dentures tend to not fit more and more over time, so they get progressively worse. So I would say stay away from the home kits, because if you mess it up, there's lots of products out there that could really ruin your denture. There are home repair kits that you can buy, which is essentially, it's an acrylic that is very similar to the acrylic that we would use in the laboratory to repair a denture. However, it's a lot weaker, and in order to cure those materials properly, you have to put them under high pressure, because as they're curing, you get a byproduct, which is a gas, as it's trying to release through the curing process, creates loads of little bubbles, and so that will warp and distort the denture. It will also make that acrylic very porous, which is then a food trap, bacteria trap, and the more bubbles you get in it, the weaker that plastic's going to be. It's never going to repair that denture perfectly or adequately, but even more problematic to that is, I don't think I've ever seen one that's been used that's been done correctly. And nearly always in those situations, those people need to get a new denture because they've messed it up. There are stages involved in repairing a denture that cannot be replicated easily unless you've got all the equipment that you need to do it properly. So the equipment that you need is some sort of plaster or putty material for making an impression of the denture, for holding those broken parts in the right place. Once you've got the model, then you would need a micromotor, which would be to trim all the plastic away around where that denture's fractured in order to have somewhere to put the new plastic. That's not usually done. The plastic's just put in between, and then it distorts the denture. It's a very messy material to use, and if you don't know how to use it, you're going to make a mess. And trust me, when you put this acrylic on the denture, it's going to go everywhere and it won't come off. It's acrylic, the denture's acrylic, the two have a chemical bond, not just a mechanical bond, a chemical bond, where the new plastic will eat into the old plastic and it will never come off without grinding it away. And if you grind it away and it's been put in the wrong position, it's in the wrong position forever. There's no correcting it, other than lengthy procedures where all that plastic has to be removed, new impressions need to be taken, the whole denture has to be relined with it back in situ. It's very expensive and wouldn't cost that much less than a new denture. So I would implore anybody that's thinking about using a home repair kit to not use it, and certainly don't try and use one to make the denture fit better than it does now. You need to see a professional to get it done. Yes, it will be expensive. Dentistry is expensive, but it's more expensive having to pay out for a new denture if you mess it up. So yeah, if you can get a temporary material, you know it's temporary, that can be removed after it's been used, then by all means go ahead if you feel confident. But I would say just get yourself booked in, see a dentist or a clinical dental technician like me to have your denture assessed to see what needs to be done in order to put things right. Okay, hope you found that useful. See you in the next one, guys.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to send us your questions. There's a link in the description below. Bye!